Old Fart Travel Channel. Vienna. Welcome to Vienna, a city of grand palaces, cafés, and centuries of imperial history. From the music of Mozart and Strauss to the charm of its old streets, this is a place made to be explored. Adventure doesn't retire, so grab your walkers, old farts. We recommend spending a minimum of 3 days touring Vienna, and here are our must-see sites: Hofburg Palace, including the Sisi Museum, the Imperial Apartments, and the Imperial Treasury. Also make sure to visit St. Stephen's Cathedral, Graben and Kohlmarkt Streets, Kunsthistorisches Museum, Belvedere Palace, Military History Museum, Schönbrunn Palace and Gardens. Those are the main attractions, but if you have a little more time, there's even more to see in Vienna. For a day trip, we recommend visiting the Vienna Woods. We begin at the Hofburg Palace, not a single building, but a collection of museums and imperial rooms. Here, we explored the Sisi Museum, the Imperial Apartments, and the Imperial Treasury. We think that's the minimum. There's even more to see if you have the time. In the Sisi Museum, the first stop in the Hofburg Palace, you'll see the personal belongings of Empress Elizabeth, her dresses, portraits, travel gear, and the behind-the-scenes story of Austria's most misunderstood royal. Next stop, inside the Hofburg Palace, are the Imperial Apartments, the private living quarters of Emperor Franz Joseph and Empress Elizabeth. Here, you'll walk through their dining room, salon, dressing rooms, and study, all preserved just as they looked in the 19th century. Finally, inside the Imperial Treasury, we saw some of its most famous pieces, including the Austrian imperial crown, orb, and scepter. We also saw the giant aquamarine and the imperial coronation robes, the Baroque Austrian imperial crown, and the imperial reliquary cross. If you have extra time, we also recommend stopping by the Hofburg Kapelle, the imperial chapel. This historic chapel dates back to the 15th century and is best known as the home of the Vienna Boys Choir. St. Stephen's Cathedral is in the heart of Vienna, crowned with its colorful tiled roof and towering Gothic spire. Inside, the soaring nave and glowing stained glass windows create one of the city's most breathtaking interiors. Make sure to study the Wiener Neustädter altar, a 15th century Gothic masterpiece filled with gold carved saints. Then continue to the dramatic Baroque high altar at the front of the church. Just nearby is the pilgrim pulpit, complete with the sculptor's small self-portrait peeking from the stone railing. And outside, the cathedral's ancient gargoyles still look down from above, watching over Vienna as they have for centuries. Beneath the cathedral lies the ancient crypt, where Habsburg royals, bishops, and centuries of Viennese history rest in silence. Graben and Kohlmarkt are Vienna's most elegant pedestrian streets, lined with historic buildings and luxury boutiques. Here you'll pass Armani, Michael Kors, Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Dior, and Rolex as you stroll from the Hofburg toward some of the city's most stylish shops. And for any old farts stressing about the cost, relax. The ambulances are already parked and ready. Next, we visited the Kunsthistorisches Museum, filled with masterpieces by Rembrandt, Titian, Rubens, and 2 of Peter Bruegel, the elder's most famous works, The Tower of Babel and Hunters in the Snow. Even if you're not an art expert, the building itself is stunning, from the grand marble staircase to the ornate dome above the galleries. And don't miss the magnificent dining room, one of the most beautiful museum cafés in Europe, where you can enjoy coffee and cake beneath a fresco-covered ceiling. Next stop, Belvedere Palace, one of Vienna's most beautiful Baroque landmarks. The Upper Belvedere is home to Austria's greatest art treasures, including the world-famous Kiss by Gustav Klimt. The Lower Belvedere features special exhibitions and the former staterooms of Prince Eugene. During our visit, the special exhibitions focused on medieval and early Renaissance religious art, including a carved altarpiece, elaborate wall panels of saints and biblical scenes, a dramatic Pietà sculpture, and other devotional works displayed throughout the galleries. The entire palace complex and its terraced gardens feel like a royal postcard, grand staircases, reflecting pools, and sweeping views across Vienna. One of our absolute favorites in Vienna was the Military History Museum, a stunning fortress-like building that feels like stepping into a time capsule. As soon as you walk through the arches into the courtyard, you realize how massive this place is. Inside, the exhibits are powerful and incredibly well done, from enormous battle paintings to detailed displays showing how the Habsburg Empire fought and lived. One of the most dramatic galleries covers the 19th century wars, with huge panoramic canvases that pull you right into the battlefield. And of course, the museum's most famous artifact, the actual car in which Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in 1914, the event that triggered World War I. If you love history, this museum is a must-see. We could have spent an entire day here. For a day trip to the Vienna woods, we recommend combining a visit to Liechtenstein Castle with the Seegrade Hinterbrühl underground lake. The castle sits dramatically on a rocky cliff and offers a great glimpse into the region's medieval history. From there, you can head into the old gypsum mine, walk through narrow tunnels and cavern chambers, and finally reach the Seegrade, a calm, crystal-clear underground lake that feels completely otherworldly. It's a fun and refreshing way to experience a very different side of Vienna. There are several ways to see the Vienna woods, including public transportation or renting a car, but we recommend the Vienna Forest Tour from Meditours. Thanks for joining us on this old fart adventure to Vienna. As always, you can find more details on lodging, transportation, tours, and other helpful tips in the description on our YouTube channel page. Thanks for watching the Old Fart Travel channel. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share. See you next time.